Hi guys, and welcome to C# tutorial of a stock control management system. Okay, let me show you guys how this works. So I'm going to come in here now. You see the invoice data. Click on the invoice data. We should be able to see the details of Tosin Omen right there, and the address Sonny Anthony Omen Way, Lagos, Nigeria. Everything is right there. Now let's click on reset. Okay, so let's enter new data. So you come right in here, you see the product ID, enter the whatever product ID is, and the number of order. So we have about 78, and here we have the remaining that we have in stock. That's the stock level. Okay, so let's come in here, enter the customer order detail, customer ID, name, customer name. Let's say the name is Danny Johnson. An address of Mr. Johnson, let's say it's number 17 Little Venice, and the date, that's the date right there. And the on sales, yeah, any discount, let's say it's about 20% discount, VAT, yes, account type, some credit, and right here let's say it's Visa. So all they need to do is just to click on total. There we go. And as you can see, the record is successfully saved. Click on OK, and if we come right here, we should be able to see the details of Danny right there, Danny Johnson. That is it right there, Little Venice. So come back in here, and I'm also going to show you guys the database. Let's go straight into the database itself. So I'm going to open up the database, and right here, that is the details of Danny Johnson. Okay, close the database. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take you guys straight into C# development environment, and we put one of these together. Okay, then let's exit out. Okay, let's start a new project. I'm going to click on create new project. Okay, let's click on next. Make sure C# is selected. Click on next. And I'm going to give that a name, just call it C# underscore stock management. There, guys. So let's click on create. There we go. Okay, my development environment is ready. I'm going to change the size of this form to 1386 by 788. There. Now let's come straight to the toolbox here, and inside the toolbox I need tab control. Okay, I have a tab control in there, so let's change the size of that tab control to about 1300 plus. So make sure it's selected. Come back in there, select and drag, or maybe just type it in there. There we go. So that is the size of my tab. Okay, and let's change the data we have on the tab. So come in here where we have tab page, click on that, and the first one there, let's change the text of that to stock control, and the second one I'm going to change that to, let's go for invoice details. Alright, it's looking good. That's good. Now click on OK. There we go. And you see the background of this tab. Let's change that. Instead of transparent, I'm going to change it maybe to cadet blue. Let's come in and just change that to cadet blue. There. Now let's add a panel. Come right down here and grab hold of a panel. Oops, that's a panel there. And that very panel, I'm going to change it back to control. That is the default color. It's known as control. Okay, I'm going to make the size of this about 1000 plus. Let's come in here and just drag it that much. And I'm going to add another panel. Grab all of that. So we have another one here. And this one, let's change the color of this one to the back color of this one to cadet blue. And right inside it, I'm going to add another one. But first of all, let's collapse this first. Let's bring it right down somewhere there and just drag it that much. There we go. Now I'm going to go back to tools here, grab hold of another panel and just drag that right inside of it. And this one that is inside of it, I'm going to change the color of that one to, let's go for control as well. Come in here, change that to control. There we go. Now let's grab hold of a label. Come right here and grab hold of a label. You have one label here, and we're going to need another. Oh, okay, let's grab, that's a label. Let's grab hold of a Combobox. So we have a label and a Combobox. Select both objects, come right here, and let's change the font size to something much more readable. Make that bold. I'm gonna go for about 24. There we go. Yeah, something like that. And here, let's change the text content of that very one to maybe product ID. Yeah, just like the name that I'm going to use for my database. So I will come right down here. So let's change that to product ID. I've already created a database and I'm going to include that database in the description area. You can just download that for free. And here, let's change that much. Okay, now let's copy this label. Hold on to your control, click and drag. We have 2, we have 4. I'm going to need about 10 of those, and we have 8. Then let's go for 2 more. There we go, we have 2 more here. That is good. Now these very ones, I'm going to select it all. Let's select all of them, click, drag, drop. Now come straight to the properties here. I'm going to get rid of the text we have in there and scroll right up where we have auto size. Change the auto size to false. Border style, let's change the border style to fixed 3D, so you can drag it that much. Now there we go. Now we have something that more or less looks like a text box in there. I'm talking about text box. Let's come right down here. We need this one here. We're going to change that to a text box, so we can either move that up here and come right here, grab hold of a text box. That's on your toolbox. There's a text box here, drag and drop. We have a text box in there. Click on that and select Multiline. Now with this text box, the next thing we want to do is let's change the font size to something readable as well. Make that bold. Let's say 24. That might be too big, but for now we enter that in there. Okay, looking good so far. You see this combo box down here? I might as well just copy that. Hold on to your control, click, drag, drop it here, and let's reduce that much. Bring it underneath here, and I'm going to now drag it right up to somewhere here. Let's leave that there and select it. Let's change the style to fix single, yeah, so that you guys can see it. Now here I need another label here, right, and 2 labels here, another 2 label here. Then we then need let's go for dates, something to do with date in there. Let's see, there we go, date time picker, drop that here. Yeah, that's fine. Change the size of the date time picker to something a little bit more readable, maybe about 20 or 22, something like that. Let's see. And let's reduce the date, let's reduce the font size. I'm going to go for maybe about 16. Alright then, now in here let's change the appearance of that a little bit more and drag this right here. Okay, I'm going to also add, I have a label here. Oh no, that's a text box. Hold on to the control, drag and paste that text box there. We're gonna need more of those. We need 2 and 3 text box. Okay, we have all our text box in place. We also need 2 more Combobox somewhere here. Drag this up, grab all of that Combobox, place it right there, and another one there. Now hold on to the control, click and drag. Alright, you see this very one here? That is going to be for my address, so just drag that much, something like that. And we need maybe 5 labels. Let's copy that, bring 5 here, there, which means we need to reduce this. Okay, we're getting there. Now here I'm going to add another 4 labels here, 4 here, and another 4 beside that. No, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's reduce those. Then we need 1 Combobox here. Right. Okay, so we're missing a Combobox here. Let's replace that there. Now here I'm going to add a panel. Let's drag it that much, bring it down. There we go. Alright, and just add border style, make that fix 3D for that very panel. We're almost there now. Okay, now inside this panel I need 3 labels. 1, 2, 3. No, I meant to copy that. Okay, copy it back here. Right. And I then need 3 Combobox. Let's see if we can drag this back here. Yeah. 3 Combobox. 1, 2, and 3 now. There, and 1 more. Okay, we're gonna have to make room for that. Let's tidy up a little bit. And let's increase that. Take it up. Okay. Okay, guys, so that is looking a little bit much better. We also missing a Combobox here that I copied earlier, so bring it back. Right. Now the next thing we want to do is to add some buttons. Let's change this so that we can see that date. I need to be able to see it. Yeah. Now we need some buttons. Scroll right down and come right here, buttons. We have one button, and I'm going to change the font of that button to, let's go for maybe about 36. Make that bold. Also, let's change the name of that very button to BTN exit. Okay, now the font will be BTN exit. Now copy, hold on to your control, click and drag. We have 2 and we have 3. That very one is going to be known as total. And change the variable name to BTN total. And this one is going to be known as reset. And change the text name to reset. There. So that is it for the buttons. Now, okay, let's add text here or labels. Let's copy those, hold on to the control, click and drag. Alright, that is fine. Yeah. Okay, just tab it up a little bit. Okay, that's alright. Now, this label that I just added, let's pin this down. Select this very first one. That is going to be for my tags. Right. And the other label right in front of it, we change that to LBL tags. Yeah. And this is going to be LBL subtotal. Okay. Now this label, that will be subtotal. Okay, now this one is going to be LBL total. And this other label, that will be known, we just enter text in, and no, we enter total in there. There we go. Now we have taken care of tax total and total, tax subtotal and total. Alright, that's good. Okay, we just can just increase this a little bit more, take it up. Now, let's take care of these ones. This is going to be, let's start taking from the top. This will be product ID, that is correct, and this one is going to be product name. And this is going to be LBL product name. There. Okay, this other one there, we're gonna call it CMB product ID. There we go. I guess you guys get the whole idea then. So I'm going to have to speed up this naming because it's going to take some time. Let's just speed that up. Okay guys, I've finished up with the naming. So let me show it to you guys. That is how it's looking. So let's run it so that you guys see that. Save that, click on run. Okay guys, and this is how it's all looking like. So there's nothing here happening? Nothing so far. So that's good. So you see this other tab, let's add a data grid view in there. So I'm going to click in there. Now let's go in here and grab hold of here. Data grid view. There we go. And just drag it there. That one is easy. So there we go. That's where my table of information, everything will be displayed. Okay, so that's good. So let's give it a run again. Click on run. Alright, so that is much better. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to exit out, and what I just want to put together would be the data connectivity. That is the component that I will connect my Access database into. Let me show you my Access. I think it's right here. That's the table that I'm going to be using, or the database that I intend to use. I do have some data that I made up in there. There we go. So I'm also making this database available for you guys on YouTube. You should be able to see it on my description area. That is the database. It's called iStocks. Now let's get iStock connected. But before I do that, I'm going to copy that very database and just put it straight into my file location. So let's do that. Okay, let's get that done. Open up the location of my project. I'm just going to make a copy. Just copy and paste it in here. There we go. So that is the one I'm going to make reference to. Now drop that. So let's go straight into the project. Right here, click on the project. And first of all, we need the manage NuGet package right here. Okay, inside the manage NuGet package, what we're looking for is OLEDB. So go to browse. In there, type in OLEDB. There we go. And that should give us the driver. That is, I'm going to select this very one. Now click on install. There we go, it's coming up. Click on OK here. Alright, now the package is getting installed straight onto my project. Okay, the installation is successful. So that's it right there. You can also uninstall if you want, so that is fine. I'm going to go back into, let's close this. I'm going to go back into my project right here now. The next thing that I'm going to do now, I'm going to go straight into the tools and let's get hold of the connection to database. There we go. Now that is coming up. This is it right there. Just click on that, and that is the add connection. See this add connection? What we're looking for is the data source that we're looking for will be Microsoft Access database file. So you can also change it if you want to use something else, but that is the one I intend to use. I will now come into browse. Click on browse, and let's navigate straight to where I have my database. Okay, right here, double click on that, and let's look for my database. It's here somewhere. Right here. There we go. That's the access file. Click on it and select open. There. Now I'm going to try it out. Click on test connection. Yes, the connection is successful. And now let's click on advanced. With the advanced, all I need is just to copy the part that is my database part. You can select it all, right click, copy. There we go. Get rid of the admin inside the username and click on OK. and that is my database connected, and look at it right there. Okay, so let's minimize that. The next thing now is I'm going to go straight into the coding area. Double click on the form, and let's come right up here. You see where we have using system window dot form. We now need the following. Okay, what I need in here is to enter using system dot data dot OLEDB right there, enter semicolon. Okay, so I now have the library that we actually activate the database. Now the next thing we now want to do, right underneath where we have public partial class, right in there, let's create an object. Let's say OLEDB connection, and now I'm going to call that con. That will be equals new OLEDB connection, and this my new OLEDB connection. I now want it, I'm now going to store the link that I copied earlier. So let's enter at, enter double quotes, and paste the copied part. That is the copied part. So have a good look at it. Okay, you should have your own part on your system. This is my own part. Okay, all right, now that I have my part in place, come right down here, press enter, and I want to create an object for the calculation. Let's just create that object for now since I'm up here. So let's say double, that will be product, and that's going to be equals new, so double. So that is going to be the array that will take care of the product that I intend to use for my stock management system. All right, since I now have those two secured, the next thing is, you see right underneath Initialize Components, right here, right underneath, I want to create the following. Let's say a function that I will use to connect my database. So paste that in there. So the function is going to be between those two lines. Alright, so let's start by giving it a name. I'm just going to say void because it's not going to return anything. Let's call it viewer, and let's correct that. Void viewer, press enter, enter statement block. Okay, so I'm going to now use try catch to help out with any problem that I might run into. So I'm going to say try catch, that would be, let's say catch exception, and that is going to be exception EX there. So let's just say message. Okay, the system has already suggested something for me, so that's good enough for me. If there's any error, this will take care of it. Now in here, let's say connect.open. That is the instant right there, connect.open. Okay, and I'm now going to say OLEDB command, and that is going to be new command. Let's say command equals new connect dot create there. So this, we have an error there because that should have been uppercase. There we go. And now the next thing is, let's say the command itself dot command text, and this is going to be equals command type. That should be text really, dot text. Okay, and I'm also going to say command text. So let's come down here and just say command dot command text is very one, and that is going to be equals, I'm going to use SQL statement here, select all from I stock. There we go. Now let's get that command to actually execute it. Execute non-query. There we go. And then we say database table, and that's going to be equals new DT. Okay, new database table. And now let's get the OLDB adapter, OLEDB adapter. That's going to equals new data adapter. There. Now the new data adapter, I want it to actually fill, let's say DP, yeah, DP, that will be dot fill. So let's go back in here. This should actually be, let's change this one, this should be DP, and I'll change this to DP so I don't get it confused. Yeah, DP, I'd like you to fill with the DT, that's the data table. Now I'm going to get hold of my data grid view 1. Let's say dot data source, that will be equals DT. Okay, so let's close our connection now. Connection dot close. Alright, so if this works, we should be able to see the database open on the data grid view. So I'm going to copy this. Let's copy that, the name of the function, and I'm going to paste it right on their public form, Initialize Components. So paste there. Okay, so I'm going to try it out. Oh, that is incorrect. It should be stocks with an S. Look at it right there. Okay, let's try this out now. If it works fine with the viewer that I've just entered in there to get initialized. So let's see, hopefully it should work. If it works, then all of the information on the database should be displayed on the data grid view. So decision time, now let's click on that. There we go. Look at that, it's working. Alright, that is fine. We can close that. I'm back in here. So let's go straight to the form, since this one is working now. Have a good look at the lines of code anyway. Let's increase the font size so that you guys can see that. That is the lines of code that get the database initialized. Okay, that's fine. Now let's come in here. Before I do any other thing, let me take care of 1, 2. Those are easy. Double click on exit. With the exit, I'm going to start by using try catch to grab hold of any error that I might run into, and underneath here let's use catch statement there. Okay, that should be, let me enter an exception for it. EX. Okay, that's nice. Now here, what I'm now going to say is the EX should generate its own message if there's any error. So that is taken care of. Now in here, let's use dialog result, and the dialog result, I'm going to just call it I exit. There we go. And now I exit, I want you to take in the following: equals message box dot show. And what do I want you to show? I want you to show the following message: confirm if you want to exit. Okay, now come out of it, comma, enter my title, that will be stock management systems. Come out of it, enter a comma, I'm going to press enter here, and the next thing I'm going to use the following dialog: message box button, this very one here, I want it to be .yes or no, comma, then message box icon. That should be underneath here somewhere. There we go. Let's use warning or question mark, I mean, that's it, question mark. Now that that is done, let's use an if statement. If I exit equals dialog result, do that again, dialog result.yes, then we want application dot exit. Right, so that exit is taken care of. So have a good look at the lines of code for exit there, guys. So I'm going to run that to make sure the exit lines of code works. Okay, so decision time. Try out the exit. There we go. No, I don't want to exit. And yes, I do want to exit. So the exit works. Okay, the next thing is, let's take care of the reset. So I'm going to double click on the reset. With the reset, I'm just going to make that simple. Let's start by saying action lbl action dot text, that will be equals there. Okay, just clear it like that. That's what I'm going to do for all of the components. The next one, lbl cost. The lbl, we have date order, lbl description, lbl item order, lbl number of item, lbl out of stock, lbl product name, let's say that's clear, paste that there. Okay, lbl reminder, lbl reorder date. There is one txt there. We have address, we have 4 of those txt, name, txt surname, then we also have txt number of order, Very good. Let's see. Then we have CMB type of account. Shall we set it to 0? Okay, let me accept set to 0. That'll be the 0 index, but there's nothing in there yet. Okay, let's go on. CMD customer ID. Okay, let's clear that, or that might be the 0 index as well. Let's say dot selected index equals 0. CMD account selected dot selected index, that will be 0 as well. CMD sales index equals 0. CMD payment method, the selected index 0. CMD dot selected index as well equals 0. CMB, that should be dot selected index as well. Alright, in total I should have about 28 of them. There should be 28, but I will not. Since I'm not going to be clearing this out, that will be 28. In total, there are about 29. That is DTA. Okay, that's fine. So I think I have about 20 here. So let's see. I may still have some LBLs. Let's say LBLs. That's date, order, reminder, and so on. Let's come down here. LBL reorder level. There. LBL stock level, LBL subtotal, LBL tax, LBL total, LBL valued from. Let's see, LBL, what else do we have in there? I think that is all. Yeah, that's it. That is it. So I'm going to get rid of this. There. Okay, that should take care of the reset. So have a good look at the lines of code for the reset. Okay, the names are actually named according to each of the components that I have in here. So like this, that will be CMD product ID, LBL product name, description, LBL description, LBL stock level, and so on. Okay, let's select the combo box, this very one, and now I want to add some components in there. So click on, make sure you select properties. Now inside the properties, let's go to item, select collection, and you paste that in there. Okay, and select order as well, and make sure you have that in the order. So this is index number 1. Okay, so let's come in here. That will be index, that's for customer ID there. Right here we have payment method. We have payment method, so let's enter in there. That will be index 1. Let's say select payment method as index 0. This will be account type. So let's just enter select account type. That's fine. And here that will be VAT. So let's put the default as no VAT. The default will be no. Okay, that is fine. And here discount, the default for the discount will be, leave that as 0. And up here, sales or no sales. No sales, let's say no sales will be 0, not on sales. Okay, only if it's on sales, then we change that. Okay, so let's see if we run it now. Okay, if I run it, you guys will not see anything. None of the index will show up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually copy all of the index and put it on the form load. Let's see, it's coming up. There we go. So nothing is happening. So let's exit out and go back to our reset. Inside the reset, I'm going to grab hold of all of these. Okay, or you can just call the reset. You can just call all of this. Yeah, let's copy this and just call it inside form initialize. Double click on that. Let's scroll right up. Okay, form load, you can paste it right there inside form load. Get rid of that and we just leave it as, whoa, undo that, undo whatever I just done. Okay, yeah, get rid of that, get rid of this and enter semicolon there. So when the form load is going to reset first. So run. Let's see that. There we go. Form load, and all of these have their default value. That is good. Now that is taken care of. Now guys, what I want to try and achieve is, you see, when I click on this very combo box, select this, I want it to populate the following, all of these objects here apart from this. That's what I want it to do. So I'm going to exit out. Let's go to design view and right here double click on that combo box. So actually the very first object on that combo box, I'm going to copy all of these objects on that combo box because I need it all. So double click on that and just paste them in here. Right, you see these ones, I'm going to get them commented. Okay, now let's start. So this very first one I'm going to do as follows. So let's use an if statement. If cmb product id, so let's say, come in here and say if cmd product id dot text, if it's equals this very one, just drag and drop it in there, close that up and close this as well. There, enter statement block. Then I want the following. Let's start with the LBL. Let's say cost, the cost of the product, the text. So I'm just going to make up something in there. Let's assume the cost of the product is going to be about £12 plus. Let's put it in a speech mark actually. There we go. Now LBL out of stock dot text. So I'm going to just copy this, copy all of this, paste it there. So let's assume that's going to be about 5. From 5 we start ordering new product. Then we have LBL reorder level. That's my reorder level. Paste that. We can make that maybe about, let's say 30. Now let's go for LBL stock level. LBL stock level dot text, and the total amount of stock we have in there, we can make that about maybe 300 even, or 350. Now we have LBL description, put a D in there, dot text. So what product will this be? So we can just make up something. Let's say it's white grain. LBL products name. We can call that rice. You can call it whatever you like. Let's say LBL item ordered. So LBL item ordered. So that is going to be rice as well. Item ordered. So that will be rice. LBL number of item. That can be 30 though. Let's enter 30 in there. Then we have LBL. Okay, let's say LBL. No, we need TXT there. In that case, I want the text box to get focus. Yeah, this very text box, I want it to set focus on there. So let's say TXT number of objects, number of order dot focus. Right, now we now have some of these components that only deal with the dates. One here, we have another one here, and there's one more that deals with the date. Okay, so in that case, let's get the details of this. What's the name of that? Let's come in here. Is DTP date expires. Grab that. So back in here, double click on that. So I'm going to be making use of those dates. So let's come right here. The first one is going to be LBL reorder date. So LBL reorder date dot text, that will be equals dot text. There we go. That is for date. I'm going to grab hold of this. Then I have two more that deals with dates. LBL date ordered. Paste. And one more. LBL valid from. There we go. The system already spot that. That's good. Alright, that's the very first one taken care of. So, which means I can just copy and change things around for the others. So let's run it first and see. There we go. So if I come in here now and just drop this. There we go, look at that. All populated. That's brilliant. I'm going to exit out. So what I will now do is copy. Come right down here. Paste. And grab hold of the second item I have, changes around, and so on. I guess you guys get the whole idea because I'm going to speed that up now. Okay guys, that is it, all done. Okay, just take a good look at it there for each of the ID, product ID. I think I have 5 in there. That is it, all done. So let's try it out. I'm going to save that first. run. There we go. Select this, there. See that? Select the next one, and the next one, and the next one. You see that, guys? You can do the same thing. It's easy to take care of. Okay, but we do have something left. You see, select product ID. In the case of select product ID, look at that. I'd like you to change everything, but that's going to be easy because I can always copy this reset function name. Okay, so in the case of that, if I select that, I want this just to do that, so I might as well call the reset. So let's come back right down here, or even up there, whatever the choice is yours. You can place it right up there. I'm going to copy this, paste it right there. However, this is going to be, let's come in here and grab that. Come into the properties here. Yeah, that is supposed to be select product.id. Copy that. You must not get the spelling wrong. Everything must be accurate. Paste that in there. That is fine. Now let's copy the details of the reset. Double click on that, and that is it right there. So copying that means the button name underscore click, send the object E. Okay, let's come back in here. Double click on this. So what we want the system to do is, if that is the case, just reset. Get rid of the object, get rid of the event handler, event argument I mean, and there we go. That is smart. Okay, so let's try it out. Save that first, run. There we go. So we select our product. Okay, now we finish everything. Let's check out. There we go. Look at that. That is smart. That's a smart move, guys. So you can always implement that as well. That is good. Okay, now that that is done, we now need to take care of total. In the case of total, we do have some work to do in there. So instead of talking, let's go straight in there. Exit out, come right here, double click on total. There. Okay, with the total, first of all, let me just declare a double variable there, and the first one I'm going to say tax, I tax, then M, and followed by J, comma, I'm going to enter P as well, and the next one here, let's say for sub. There, those are the variables I intend to use. Now, I'm now going to use an if statement. So the if statement now will just be to check which of the discounts that is being selected. My discount, if you guys can still recall, let's go straight to discount here and select this. I have between 0 to 25. So those are my discounts. Now let's go back into my total. So I'm going to say if discount, CMD discount dot text, if that is equals to 0, then let's enter statement block right in there. I'm going to say M, that will be equals double, then I would like you to pass the following. So I'm going to accept that, but what I want you to pass is going to be the cost, LBL cost.text. Okay, so that's taken care of. Now let's have a look at J. I would like J to pass. Let's copy this and just change it to, come right down here, enter a J in there and paste, and J, that's going to be txt number of order. Right, so now let's work the tax out. Tax, that will be equals, let's say m, we multiply that by j, and let's assume our tax is going to be about 77 point something percent, so let's multiply that by that. Okay, and close up the bracket here, and we then divide it by 100. So let's have another bracket here and another one, divide by 100. There we go. So that should at least give us whatever the tax is will come in here. Now let's say LBL tax dot text. We now want that to take in the following value. So let's say string.format. And what are we formatting? We're formatting whatever we have inside tax. I'm going to convert that to £. So let's enter coil braces 0 dot column 2 decimal place. But that should be in a quote. Let's enter a speech mark there. Speech mark here and another one here. Close that off there. Okay, then let's say comma, and what are we converting? That is going to be the tax. Copy, paste it right there, and enter semicolon here. Okay, that's the tax taken care of. We now need to take care of the subtotal. I might as well copy all of these, paste that here, and I also need for total. So this one is going to become subtotal, and this is going to be total. Okay, now let's get this formatted. So in the case of the subtotal, we grab whole of everything in here, paste that right here. In the case of the tax, I'm going to enter this in here plus the tax. So let's paste that here and add up the tax. So that's going to be the total. Maybe I should put that in a bracket there, and let's group it all together. Okay. Alright, put another bracket here and another one here. Okay, that will be for if the selection made is this. Alright, so let me run it and just see how that's going to work. Then I'll take it from there. Alright then, the discount is 0, so let's select something here and we enter something right here. So let's click on total and see. Alright, we have an error, so let's see if it's going to tell me where the error is. Okay, the error is right here. That's good. Okay then, let's put this in its own bracket here and another one here. Okay, that should resolve the problem. Okay, let's put this in a bracket as well, and there we go, another one here. Then yeah, okay, that's fine. The tax is sorted. Yeah, that is sorted, so that should be fine. What about subtotal? Let's see subtotal. Close this up as well, and that's it. Okay, I think that looks much better now. Let me try it out. So I'm going to click on run. Let's see, it's coming up. There we go. And just select whatever in there. So in here, number of order, we enter something in there. I think that's it. Click on that. There we go. That is working fine. You see the tax, subtotal, and total. That is fine. So that is with discount 0. So let's try out discount 5. So I'm going to copy this and paste that right here. That will be 5. And repeat the same thing for 10. Whoops, undo that. Just deleted something. There we go, for 10. Okay, so let's try these ones out. Okay, in the case of 5, because we have discount already, so we now need to work with P. Let's come down here. I'm going to say P. The variable P that is already declared up there, I'm going to then say let's convert dot to int 32. And what are we converting? We are converting the following. So I'm going to grab whole of all of these and just get it formatted. Grab whole of that, paste it right here, and then let's get it. This one will become 5%. Change that to 5 and divide by 100. Okay, that's that taken care of. So I'm going to copy it again and we use it for, we're going to be using it for the, okay, let's finish with this first. Now underneath here, so subtotal will now be different because we need to subtract that from subtotal. So let's say here we need to minus P, and let's close this up. Let's put it in a bracket and close this up as well. There we go. That is going to be for subtotal. So if sub is that, we now need to do the same thing for the total. So let's come right in here. I'm going to say sub, that is equals convert dot to int 32, and that is going to be m multiplied by j minus p. Okay, let's enter double in there. One here, one there. Right, that is fine. So in the case of total, let's look at total carefully. So total will become the sub. There we go. Total will become the sub, and that is it, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to try this out. Let's see how 5 works. So let's click on run. Okay, so let's try out 5. So let's start with anything there. Enter how many order there, then click on this. That is with 0 discount. There we go. Now let's select 5. No, sorry, 5. And check out the total, subtotal, and tax in there. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so with 0, with 5% there, so that's fine, that's working. Okay, so for 10, I'm just going to copy everything that I have in here, copy that, come right down here and just paste that there. That'll be for 10. There, that's 10 taken care of. And change this to 10. Brilliant. And now let's repeat the same thing for 15. So I'm going to copy, paste, change that to 15, and change this to 15 as well. 20, this becomes 20, and this becomes 20 as well. Then 25, that's the last discount you can get. There we go, and this is 25 as well. Alright, okay, let's try it out now. So I'm going to click on run. There we go. There guys, so select an item, enter the value, and let's first of all go for 0, no discounts, 5%, check this out, 10, see that? Let's go for 15, you can see the discount taking effect, and 20, there we go, and finally 25, there, that's good. So that is all that taken care of. Now what we want to do is to be able to click on total and add everything straight onto our database. Okay, these are just the data on the database that was created. Like I said, you guys have access to the database. So I'm going to reset, maybe exit out, and right underneath here, okay, right underneath there, I'm going to enter a line in there. That's where I'm going to enter my database to update my database, the access database. Paste. Okay, right in here we have those green lines. So I'm going to start by creating the following just to help out with any error that I might run into with the database. I'm going to say try cache exception. I'm going to call that EX and enter statement block as well. And here I'm going to say message box dot show, and that is going to be EX. That will generate the message, the error message if there's any. And right inside the try, so let's first of all start by opening our, okay, let's open the database and we say OLEDB command. That is fine, OLDB command. So I'm going to accept that and get rid of this OLDB command. I'm going to say dot, no, that will be equals command create as follows, create commands, right? Now let's say command. Oh, I can even copy all of this up there because I already have it, but that's okay. Text equals command type dot text. Alright, now let's enter our SQL statement in there. Dot command text, and the command text, that's our SQL statement. In this case, I would like it to insert into I. That should be I stock. So in there, I'm going to start by entering the following that I have. So the very first one is going to be the product name. Let's go straight into my database. Right click, let's grab whole of design view. Okay, that's product ID. Come right down here, paste that in there, comma, and followed by product name. Then we have description, paste. We have description here. So I'm just entering all of my fields that I have in here, comma, paste. And I have, let's go back in there, comma, I have stock level. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to speed that up, then show it to you guys. Stock level there. Alright, that is everything that I have in here. The fields is now added. Let me show it to you guys. That is the fields. I've added it all, everything, the 29 fields. Okay. Alright, so that is fine. So have a good look. Now minimize that, and that is everything. Now we now need to enter the value, so come right here. We don't have enough space in here, so I'm just going to, let's say plus, come right down and say values. Put that in a quote as well, values. And the values is going to be as follows. So enter single quote, double quote, plus the very first one is my command. No, that should be, there we go, that is a combo box. Grab hold of that, copy that, come right down here, paste, and that is going to be dot text plus, we'll then need another single quote, double quotes, no, double quotes, single quotes, comma, single, double. There we go. So the next one that I'm having, that's going to be the product name, this very one there. Product name, go to the properties right there, double click, copy, back in here, and paste the product name right there, right here. That's a plus, paste, dot text. Brilliant. So I can now copy this now, so that is sorted for me. Copy, paste, and the next one, that is going to be the description. So let's just say LBL description.text. So what I'm doing now is, those are the fields, and this is where you get all your information from. That will be saved on the fields. Okay, let's reduce it a little bit so that you guys can see it. Now copy this again, paste it here, there. So I am going to speed that up because it's just the same process. Now all I'm just doing is now adding the components or the object that I have on my system. I'm adding them straight into the system. So the next one officially that is going to become, we can just, let's go, okay, let's just say we press enter, get rid of this then in that case. So the next one that is going to be, inside the quotes we have single, double, plus LBL, that's going to be stock level dot text. Okay, I guess you guys get the whole idea, so I'm going to speed that up now. Copy this and paste it right there. Okay, that is it guys, all done. So have a good look at the lines of code, but it's not finished yet. I now need a command, so I'm going to say cmd dot execute non-query. There we go. And in that case, I'm going to have to close. Let's close the database. There. And what about a message box? Let's display a message box that we at least say something to the end user. So come in here, I'm going to say message box, maybe record saved, something like that. I'll just say record saved. Okay, so what kind of record is this? So I can just enter stock. Management system. That is the title. Then we say comma again. Let's say message box button. Message box button, that would be okay, comma. Let's get message box icon, message box icon. Let's come right down here, dot information. Okay, that's it, done. All right, supposing we have an error. If we have an error, the database will still be open, so we want it closed right in here. So if there's any error, just close it. So I'm going to come down here, paste, and that's it. And you've just officially finished the development of your stock management system. Okay, so one more thing that is left. Let's take care of that before we try that out. You see, when I enter any amount of product we want in there, I want it to tell me the remainder and whatever action. So I'm going to double click on this, and right there. So first of all, I'm going to declare the following double variable. So I'm going to call that P, Q, P, comma, and T. There we go. So let's say LBL, number of, let's say number of item, the text, that is going to be equals txt number of object dot text. Right, now Q, that's equals double dot pass. And what am I passing? That's going to be LBL stock level dot text. Now the next one is going to be for this 01. So let's get hold of P. That's going to be equals double, and you paste that in there. So that's going to be for the number of orders. Now let's say LBL remainder dot text, that is going to be equals convert dot to string, and what we convert into string, that is going to be Q subtract by P. There we go. That should give us whatever is remaining. That's fine. Now let's come down here and say T. In case of T, we say that is going to be double, and let's grab hold of this. Okay, let's just accept that and come in here, change. Let's say LBL remainder dot text. Right, now let's use an if statement to check. So if as T is less than and equals to, let's say, about 2, then we want the following. Bring it down. Let's say action, LBL action, something needs to be done dot text. We just say ask it to order. So order more product. That's it. Else. So grab hold of this. Else nothing happened. Else no product requires. Okay. No products. No order requires, or no order required. Okay, and that's that taken care of. So I'm going to save that now. So that's on the number of order, the text box. So let's run it and see how that's going to work. Alright, decision time. Select and here enter whatever amount of product. We have 120 there, so I'm going to go for 119. There we go. Order more products. Okay, and in here we only have one remaining, and let's enter a name there. Let's say the name is, let's say, Ashley Moore. An address of Ashley Moore, number 4, Ring Road. There we go. And a discount, yes, 25%. That's good. There we go. Look at that. See that? Record is successfully saved. I'm going to click on OK. Now let's check out the invoice. You should be able to see the details of Ashley Moore down here somewhere. Let's see the name. We need first name, but it's not showing here. I just need to call the function. Okay, let's close that and come back in here. You see this very function up there I was meant to call it. This very first function, I call it view. Oh, we can call it view database, but view is alright, so I don't confuse people. So let's come back in here, double click on total and come right down here. Yeah, just right here. We need to call that underneath the message coming from. That's alright. Paste that in there, semicolon. Okay, this function, that's what add whatever we've done straight onto the database. So let's try that one more time. Run. Okay, so decision time now. Select whatever product. How many do we want? We have 120. Let's go for 118 of those. So we need more products. And the name, let's say the name is Larry Boys, something like that. And address number 15, Treetown Road. There we go. And that's it. So let's give them discount of about 20 and click on total. There we go, guys. Look at that. That works. And let's come in here. Let's check out the invoice. Come right down. We need where the name is. Name. Right there. So we should be able to see our body there. There we go, guys. That is Larry right there. That is him right up here. Okay, Larry Boys, 15 Treetown Road. That's good. The system is working. I'm very pleased with that. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this beautiful and advanced tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. You all have a nice day now, and bye for now.